Welcome to my channel. This next request that I have is from someone who wanted to remain anonymous. And the requester wrote a lengthy note. I'm going to read it to you. I tried to leave comment on your page, but it disappears when I log off. If you would like another view of Richard's songwriting and arranging and Karen's drumming, do a search on Carpenter's Hollywood Bowl Battle of the Bands. Ice-T, which Richard wrote, or Carpenter's Hollywood Bowl Battle of the Bands 1966, Girl from Ipanema. In 1965, I was fortunate enough to hit a jazz club in L.A. where the Dick Carpenter Trio was playing. It consisted of Richard Carpenter on keyboard, Karen Carpenter on drums, and Wes Jacobs on bass or tuba on Ice-T, bass in Girl from Ipanema. They were all good, but a 15-year-old girl making drums put out that kind of jazz was the eye-catcher. She did not sing then. They won the Battle of the Bands in 1966. In 1968, they won Your All-American College Show, their first time on TV. Still Richard and Karen, but Bill Sisiev replaced Jacobs on bass. You can see that by searching for Your All-American College Show Carpenter's 1968 first TV appearance. Karen was singing and playing drums by then. Her singing has been untouched since, but her drumming was also phenomenal. She always considered herself to be a drummer who sang, not a singer who drummed. Not asking for a reaction, just for your own enjoyment. Well, you're going to get a reaction. In the 1970s, Playboy sponsored a jazz festival and ran a reader's poll of best on different instruments. Karen came in 10th on drums ahead of such greats as Sandy Nelson, John Bonham, Joe Morello, Shelley Main, Cozy Cole. Used to love the club in L.A., Shelley's main hole. I still detect some California jazz in the songs they did with A&M. So, I did not know all of this about the Carpenters. That's interesting stuff. And this is Dick Carpenter, it says, but I'm assuming Karen plays drums, singing Ice-T. So before we get into the music, I got to thank you for coming and thank you for your support. And I love when you give me information like this with a request. It's really fantastic when you do that. And I love it when you fill in details about artists and their history and their lives and that kind of thing in the comments. It just, to me, it's one of the wonderful things about my channel is that I have people from all over the world, and they all have knowledge of things that I don't, and they fill me in, and it's fantastic. I love it. And they're filling in everybody else that's reading them as well. But me especially, because I read all the comments. So thank you. I just have to thank you, really. I always put the artist links in the description of their playlist so you can support them as well. But I put the link to the song I'm reacting to in the description of the video. I also put a link in there from Wikipedia if I can find anything that's worthwhile. And I no longer put the link to the reaction request form because I've closed off requests right now. I have over 3,700 in my queue. I've got to get some of those cleaned out. In the last month, y'all pummeled me with over 2,000 requests. Almost 1,000 of them were bogus in my mind. There was a single person who entered hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of requests. In my opinion, that's abuse. I have viewers from all over the world, some who ask for one song. That's all they ask for is one song. And then they have to sit and wait because you asked for hundreds. It's not right, and I won't allow it. If I see that happening, I'm just going to delete them. And if you continue, I'm going to delete you from my channel. Okay? Think about it before you act. So this is Dick Carpenter. Or Richard Carpenter. Okay. This is Richard Carpenter. The Richard Carpenter Trio. Ah, okay. Playing Ice-T. This is the Battle of the Bands, June 1966. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Hollywood Battle of the Bands for 1966 is the Richard Carpenter Trio!
Well, that was great stuff. That was a wonderful look, a peek into a duo that we later came to know as the Carpenters, that was fantastically successful, and this is before they became famous. It's really cool to do that, to go back and see them when they were just coming up and when they were first beginning to be noticed. I really enjoyed that. It was an interesting song, and I thought it was very interesting that they used a tuba in the song. What an interesting choice of instruments to play. And Karen on the drums, wow, wow, she was good. I didn't know that about her. I mean, I knew she played drums, but I didn't know she was that good. And Richard on the piano, great work, fantastic stuff. This was great. Thank you so much for asking for it. I really do appreciate it. And I know you said I didn't have to react to it, but that's what I do on this channel. So just because you tell me not to doesn't mean I won't. I pray for every single one of you that God will watch over you, and He will keep you healthy and strong, and He will allow you to live your life to the greatest joy and pleasure that you can have walking with Him. And I pray that for everyone that you love as well. This is the Vietnam Era Vet, out.